What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back in Insurance Auto Auctions for another walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. Immediately, I found a 2000 Pontiac Grand Am with the V6. This is so much better than the four-cylinder. It should have a 3100, maybe a 3400 by the year 2000. It's got pretty significant hail damage, and this is one that's obviously sat for quite a while, so you have to ask yourself, why was it parked to begin with? They did give it a wash, but you'll notice a lot of staining all over the paint, especially on top from mildew. That's a clear sign that this thing has been sitting for a long period of time. It's supposed to have 172,898 miles on the odometer. The paint is flaking off, the headlights are popping out, all very common GM stuff, and hail damage, which is very common Oklahoma stuff. Let's take a look at the interior. These things are usually in pretty rough shape. This one's not so bad. The door looks good. The seat looks good. It's dinging. Center console is ripped. It's got power. Ooh, the dashboard is very peeled up. That's a very common GM thing. It started with no jump. The first vehicle of this video didn't need a jump start. That is awesome news. ABS light is on, brake light is on. It's got brakes, but the brake light's on, ABS light is on, and that's it. Does the old Delco radio work? No. Nada. Hazards work. Air conditioning. I heard the compressor. No kidding. I mean, she may not be the prettiest car, but... Reverse. Yes, backwards. Forwards, out, there's the check engine light. That came on quick, didn't it? Pop the trunk. Let's pop the hood. The hood's already popped. Does the important window work? It does. Less important window works, but makes noise. Air conditioning, I'm still waiting. I heard the compressor, but... I don't know. It's getting cool, but we're not there yet. Like I said, the brakes felt good. Power steering feels nice. Let's see what's going on in the trunk real quick. It's running great. Oh, there's lots of stuff back here. Camping stuff, a baseball bat. That's nice. And again, you can see where it has been parked for a long time, and a bunch of debris has settled over here by the tail lights. So this has been parked, and again, it does concern me when I see a car that's sat for a long time. I mean, there's a lot of legitimate reasons for a car to be parked. You know, like someone got too old to drive, and they just weren't going to let their car go. So they held on to it as long as they could. You know, that's a legitimate reason. Also, the transmission went bad. That's a common GM problem, and that's also a very legitimate reason. So, forgive me for being a little skeptical of this particular car. Someone recently did plug wires, and hopefully they did the plugs. You can see there's a new high-pressure hose for the power steering pump right there. It's got green coolant, so somebody has done some work on the cooling system and replaced it with green instead of the factory Dexcool orange. It runs like an absolute top. It runs great. Oil is clean. No milkshake. Trans fluid, that's my concern right now. There's something going on with the transmission. Do they not have a dipstick in 2000? Come on, I could have swore they still had a dipstick in 2000. Looks like the only dipstick around here is me. I don't see one. You're kidding me. I could have swore these things still had a dipstick in 2000. Either that or it was one of the screw-in dipsticks that were down there, but I don't see a dipstick at all. Alright, well, It's a donated car. So why was it donated? I don't know. Why was it parked? I don't know. All I can tell you is it's got a lot of hail damage and it runs great. Let's check that air conditioning and see if it ever got better. I might be willing to take a shot. No, that's hot. Good Lord. Wow. Oh, and now it's running rough. Now that it's warming up, it sounds good, but it was running rough. Yeah, it's definitely idling a little rougher than it was. And it starts right up. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Thought I heard gurgling. I think I did. I think I heard gurgling. You guys tell me what you think. Yeah, there's a gurgling noise. Okay, well, do we really need a Grand Am on the channel? I don't know. I like these old cars. I'm a big fan of these old American cars, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to skip this one, guys. But drop your comments below and tell me what you think. Well, here's an interesting one. A pedal car, a non-runner, hail damage, Mitsubishi 3000GT. This looks like a 1997. Somebody put a truck tire. Looks like they put a set of big truck tires on it with American Racing rims. I don't know what happened to this car. It used to be green. It looks like it took a nasty little hit there. It's in pretty bad shape, but I never turned down an opportunity to check out a 3000 GT or a Dodge Stratus, right? No, I'm kidding, obviously. Borla exhaust. It's a Dodge Avenger is what I'm thinking of. I'm I'm joking, guys. I actually had a few of these back in the day. I loved the 3000 GT and the Dodge Stealth. They were great cars. Not exactly the most reliable, but oh. Okay. So it's got the single cam engine, which is good, super easy to work on. And if I remember correctly, the single cam engine's non-interference. It looks like it still has the timing belt. There's no slack. Timing belt looks good, so I wonder what they were doing here. Cooling system looks a little neglected, but the heads themselves, rockers and everything, look good. Everything's very clean. They left all the bolts in. Transmission is still there. So why did they rip this thing apart, I wonder? Could it have had a head gasket issue? I don't know. I don't know. It's got oil. Very, very interesting. Now all you have to hope for is that all the parts that go to this are sitting inside the car somewhere. I mean, it's missing the fuel rail, the intake, valve covers. It's missing a lot. You do have a really nice, what looks like an MSD coil right there. This thing is in bad shape. This door is toast. That fender's toast. What a shame. Well, wow. I didn't even realize, but the radiator's missing too. There's the radiator and the cooling fans. There's the intake manifold. It is a manual transmission car. And it looks like they had some stop leak in that bag right there as well. So, hard to say exactly. It's got 149,000 miles on the odometer. Yeah, I guess only the previous owner knows exactly what was wrong with this car and why they decided to get rid of it. And where did that wheel go? What a shame. And it looks like somebody had recently put some suspension components on. Take a look. That's a new tie rod. You've got a new sway bar in link. I don't understand. Somebody was working on it, missing the door handle here, and then somebody just gave up. And those wheels and tires are absolutely wrong. The spoiler is missing. What a shame. I love these cars, and I really hate to see them in this condition. That's sad. Oh well, unfortunately, guys, I'm sure a lot of you would love to see this on the channel. There is way too much going on here. I'm all for a good project, but someone took this whole thing apart, and I have no idea what parts we still have, what parts we don't. This thing would be... And honestly, because you don't know why they took the engine apart, you almost have to put the whole thing back together again. I mean, obviously you can do a compression check first. Before you do anything, do a compression check. Those heads were done recently. I'm telling you, look at those valves. They still have the markings on the springs. You know what I mean? The distributor has been pulled out. You almost have to put the whole damn thing back together again and try to figure out why the person tore it apart to begin with, all so that you can tear it apart and then fix what was wrong, and then you've got all the body damage, the hail damage, the missing. It's just, I think there's too much going on here for me, guys. Now, sitting right next to it, I found this old GMC half-ton pickup truck, and I thought I'd take a look at it. It says Progressive on it, but that's all it says. So I'm assuming it's hitting the back or hail damaged. I don't see any hail damage. No, I don't see any hail damage. It's got a busted out window, I guess. Maybe it's wrecked in the back. I'm still looking. It's got a few dings, but I don't see any real hail damage going on here. It's got a flat tire. Maybe they totaled it for a flat tire. I don't think so. Okay, let's take a look at the interior. See what's going on in here. I'll take one of these older GMs. Looks nice. It smells good. It's rare you get into a vehicle out here that smells good. Be careful not to ding the vehicle next to us. Little rip in the seat there, but not too bad. This is not bad at all. Let's see if I can squeeze in. The window tint is falling off, but aside from that, not too shabby. Which means, what, it's going to be a V6. No power. Oh, let's squeeze out of here. And let's see if we can squeeze through. And let's see what it's working with under the hood. Hopefully, it says it's totaled. It says wrap after total. I hear noises under the hood, so apparently the battery had some juice left in it. Yeah, things are making noise under here. It's got a newer alternator. Looks like a newer battery. 7 of 22 battery from AAA. This might have been an elderly person's vehicle, guys. That's what I'm thinking. Now, what it's doing here, unless maybe it was stolen, I just don't know. I don't see anything particularly wrong with it, other than maybe that window. You guys tell me, am I missing something? I've got to be missing something. It's got a little ding in the front, but it doesn't look like anything more than a parking lot ding. It's got a flat tire. That's it. Okay, I'm going to throw a jump on it. Let's see what it does. So I was right. It had 4 volts in the battery, so there were things going on down there. Let's sneak in here real quick. Let's see what it does. I'll bet it runs. There we go, a little noisy, but it quieted down pretty quick. Change engine oil. This seat is collapsed, so it was probably a bigger person. That window does nothing. No, so that's why it's covered up. Air conditioning came on immediately though, like instant. That was nice. Wow, this thing's got super cold air. Service airbag. Hopefully it doesn't blow up in my face. We do have a check engine light that came on. The brake light is on, but I think that's only because the e-brake. Yeah, the e-brake is on, so here we go. Oil pressure is good, voltage is good, it runs great, but this seat needs to be replaced. Like the bottom part of the seat is sunken in so badly, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough, guys. I don't know how to make all of this turn off. The airbag, I'd like to see the miles, because I don't see anything on here about the miles. And I don't see any way of getting to it. It just says service airbag. Isn't there a... That's cruise control. Well, I don't see anything, but I'd love to make that message center go off so I could actually see the miles on this. Well, that's a GM for you, isn't it? 317,565 miles. Oh my goodness. 317,000 miles. And it runs like a top. Revs up nicely. It sounds great. Brakes are good. Steering is good. You got an airbag light and a check engine light. All right, that's it. Let's put it in gear. I know it's got a flat, but goes forward, goes backward. I mean, what more do you want? And cold air conditioning. And aftermarket Kenwood deck, which is really nice. Oh, this window doesn't work either. None of the windows work. There's something wrong with this master switch. Sometimes you just gotta like jiggle it, and sometimes it's just screwed. So I'll bet there's a window over there. I'll bet it just doesn't work because this master switch has failed, or we've got a blown fuse. So I must be missing it somewhere, but I just pulled it up. This is going up for auction right now at $675. It is not a salvage title though. It's listed as a clear title, but it says it's got hail damage. I don't see the hail damage, but to be perfectly fair, all the dust all over this can make it really difficult to see hail damage. So I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying I don't see it. So at 675 bucks, it's a 4.8 liter V8. It's the smaller one, but still a good engine. I think this one is going to stay on my watch list. I want to try to get this if we can get it cheap. So right next to the Chevy, the GMC, we have an 02 Dodge Ram 1500. This was a theft recovery. Unfortunately, this was in the auction and it was just removed. So for whatever reason, they pulled it. And I was really interested in this. It's got the 4.7. I don't know what the miles are, but it's got a nice tow hitch on the back there. Single cab. It's got a good sized bed, bad tires, but rims look, you know, it has some, so that's good. I can't wait to check out the interior. Really bad window tint, but I love the single cab. I really do. There's something about, this is what trucks used to look like. Oh boy, it's full of somebody's stuff. Probably the people that stole it, would be my guess. Left all of their clothes in it. They were probably living in it. That's really nice. I hate thieves. You know, I really do. Let's pop the hood. I'm sure it's dead. Does it have a key? It does. So somebody got a key for it. The ignition was broken, and they covered it up with duct tape. So that's nice. That's real nice. A decent truck too, really is. We'll put a jump on it and see if it wants to run. Even though it's been removed from this auction, this is something I'll still keep my eyes on. 4.7 V8, notorious for oil sludge buildup and catastrophic engine failure. I guess at the end of the day, every vehicle manufacturer makes defective vehicles from time to time. So can't hate on them too much, right? Or can you? I can, yeah. So it looks like you used to have a sub and amps and somebody used some crappy wiring, and yeah, that's okay. Let's just throw a jump on it and we'll see how it runs. I bet it fires right up. What do you guys think? It's a little rough for sure, but I mean, it could still be a great truck for somebody, you know? Oh. Uh-oh. That ain't good. I'm guessing it's a non-runner. 144,000 miles on the odometer. Okay. Well, I guess that's that. Huh. I mean, the starter was doing its job. You could hear the starter clicking, but it sure wasn't turning anything over, was it? That's a shame. I was really interested in this truck. Let's check the oil. It's got clean oil. There's always the possibility that what we have is a defective starter or starter solenoid. It could be something simple. it could be something more serious and catastrophic, like engine failure. I don't know. Do you want to take the chance on it? Be my guest, because I do not. Now, I know how much you guys love Fords, and you just love seeing F-150s on the channel. I'm just taking a quick look at this one. Obviously, the front end of this is, yeah, this one's done, but it might have some parts that I could use. It's a 2015 F-150, 92,000 miles. I don't know what engine it's got. It's an EcoBoost. It's got very good tires, and it's got running boards that I need. What engine is in this? Can we even open the hood? Oh, wow. Well, they closed it, but I think we can still, no, I can't see anything. The emissions label is right there, and it says, the verdict is, tell me it's a 3.5. It is a 3.5. Perfect. Perfect. So it's got some very good parts. This is not one I would try to fix, but I could use the running boards. I could use the wheels and tires. That headlight is, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this one might have a few broken tabs, but it's got the 3.5. That engine is worth some money, especially with under 100,000 miles. Definitely worth some money. FX4 off-road package, nice. Good tail lights, again, nice. There's a lot to offer. There's a lot that this truck, I should say, has to offer. Let's see what the interior looks like. Yeah, blown bags. We got good door panels. Seats are decent. The question is, how much is this thing going to go for? Like, every bag is blown. No surprise. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, there goes the seats. Headliner's trash, but it's got a nice screen. Like I said, there is some usable stuff in this, guys. Definitely. Trailer brake could, well, that's broken. Okay. Someone left the ignition on. So that's nice. Battery's dead. And we can't open the hood because they strapped the hood down with a metal strap. So we can't open that. Well, it's listed as a run and drive. I mean, it's got plenty of good parts, especially the motor, transmission, transfer case, things of that nature. Tires, wheels, there's a lot of good parts here. So I'm going to consider this one, but this one may be a little bit too far gone for me. Well, Monkey Wrench Mike has got it to where I want another Escalade, man. It's been a while, and I want an older one because they were actually reliable. So I saw this one sitting here with hail damage, and I thought, perfect. This is perfect. And who knows, maybe if I decide to get rid of it, Monkey Wrench Mike will decide he wants another Escalade. You know, either for parts or whatever. It's got a flat tire. The hail was pretty significant. It took out this back light here. That roof third brake light. It's kind of rough. We'll see what the interior looks like. These things are usually trashed. It's not that bad. Yeah, as far as the Escalade interiors and the Chevys and GMs, this actually really isn't that bad. That's not bad at all. You got the screens. This might be a platinum package. It's not too bad back here either. You got your third row seats. Somebody must have had some rims on this because I think they put these factory wheels back on later. Let's see if it does anything. It's you know, it's a little rough, but it's not too bad for being a 2003. The miles I think are 170. That's not bad at all. Let's see. This thing's kind of. It's got a CD player. You got your tape deck, air conditioning. I don't know where the bezel went, but somebody probably had a system and they took it apart to put the factory radio back in, which is fine. I'm glad it's got a radio at all. These things are great for towing, man. They really are. There we go. It took me a while to find that. Big Al's Bike and Auto, man. He has used an Escalade just like this for many, many years, hauling things all over the place, and that thing has been good to him. This has got a 5.3 Vortec. It's a good engine. It's got an aftermarket grill and some aftermarket headlights. Honestly, I would, if it was me, I'd just put all that back to factory. I don't need all of this. Just the factory look is good for me. The hail damage is pretty pretty significant on it, but thankfully I didn't see a sunroof, so there shouldn't be any concerns with nah, there's no sunroof, so that's good. Why don't we throw a jump on this real quick and let's see how it sounds. Well, the previous owners also decided they needed the battery, so they took the battery. That's nice. I'm sorry, but that's cheap, man. That is really cheap. If it's totaled, you know, and the insurance company paid you out for it, they're supposed to get everything that they were insuring, which means all of the parts that were attached to the vehicle are supposed to come with the vehicle when the insurance company takes possession of it. But yeah, some people, you know, they don't do that. So, oh, nice. Nothing. All right, what is that? What is that? Sounds like an airplane taking off. Is that the... Oh, wow. That's the blower motor. Well, it runs. It fired right up. Important window works. The less important window works. This is interesting. The gauges all show temperature. The trans temp is slightly above cold, and so is the coolant temperature. Oil pressure is way above 80. I don't think we can trust these gauges, guys. Air conditioning. Can we turn that on? Let's crank that all the way down. Let's just see if the air conditioning works. I don't even know. There's the auto button. There we go. Let's just let the AC do what it does. It's probably going to make a ton of noise again. The odometer is showing 171, 323. It seems to be running just fine. Revs up nicely. Goes into gear. Backwards and forwards. Boy, that blower motor is going to need some help. Air conditioning is ice cold. All right. Like I said, important window, less important window. We might need to turn that AC off, guys. It works. There we go. It works. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it needs a new blower motor, but it works. Either the motor or the squirrel cage has fallen apart on it. But yeah, this isn't too bad, and it's running really, really well. I just got spider webs all over me. It's been repainted, and they didn't do a good job. There's orange peel all over it. Alternators charging. Listen to that engine, nice and quiet. It sounds really good. It does. Oh, I knew it. Look down here. 22s. Yep, somebody had aftermarket wheels on it, and they just threw these on to get rid of it. That's sad. That's sad. It got some hail damage, and somebody was quick to just throw it away and rip everything off of it. Looks like you got some heated seats. No cooled seats. That's unfortunate. That'd be nice to have, especially when it gets hot out here. It runs good, guys. It does. It runs good. The seat's making weird noises now. Great. I don't know. That's where I'm going to leave it with this one. Is I don't know. I mean, yeah, it'd make a good parts hauler, and sure, it'll tow. Absolutely, it'll tow. It's not bad looking, and again, the hail damage, I don't care, man. You know, it's one of those things, it doesn't really matter, you know? I don't think people are going to look at it and be like, oh my God, look at that guy driving that Escalade with hail damage. What's wrong with him? And if they do, well, they're nobody I was looking to impress anyway. Now, I think we're going to get out of here, but real quick, I know a lot of people have been in the comment section saying, I'm never going to get rid of my Ram. You know, I keep talking about getting rid of it, but I haven't gotten rid of it yet. Well, there's a reason why, and I'm going to tell you now. Not that it's really anybody's business when it comes to my finances, but here's the deal, guys. I swapped over car after car after car after car with David Stanley many times. You guys remember, man, from I had two Hellcats, I had a TRX, the Grand Wagoneer Series 3. Like, these are all well, the Hellcats were right around six figures, just a hair under, but these are all very expensive vehicles that I had. Well, every time I trade it in, I always put down a good $5,000, $10,000 to offset the negative, right? Because as soon as you buy a car from a dealer, new or used, as soon as you drive off the lot, well, you are already losing money. Well, I have a tendency to buy brand new vehicles, so I was losing money on the regular. Well, here's the reason I haven't gotten rid of my Ram. I kept rolling over and rolling over and rolling over until now I'm left with $20,000 upside down on my Ram 3500. That's right, 20 G's, 20 stacks, no joke. I am 20 grand upside down. My truck, I valued it just yesterday, is $50,000, which is what I expect. I bought it for about 56, and I put quite a few miles, probably 20,000 miles on it in less than a year, easily. So I have to pay off at 20 grand, all right? And I make pretty decent money, but coming up with $20,000 just out of the blue to pay off a vehicle, that's something that I'm going to take some time to do. Could I do it? Yes, but it would really impact my ability to buy a lot of the cars that I'm out here shopping for and buying today. So I can't do that because I'd be taking money away from the channel and using it to pay off my truck. Plus, I don't have a truck that I am ready to say this is the replacement for the Ram yet. I don't have that truck as of the making of this video. Now, once I get the drive shaft in that F-150, I've got another F-150 being delivered today, a 2018 with a Coyote engine, 4x4. Maybe one of those will be something that I can replace my Ram with, but I am not going to just pick a car and say this is the replacement and cross my fingers and hope for the best. I want to make sure that the truck I've got is going to be a good truck for hauling cars around, and then I'll feel more comfortable getting rid of the Ram, and then I will pay off the $20,000. But I expect it will probably still be a good 2 or 3 months before I pay the truck off. I'm taking a little bit out of each one of my YouTube checks and I'm putting it up. And eventually, I will get to that $20,000 mark, and I will be able to pay the truck off. I'll have no more negative equity. I'll have wiped out all of that debt, 70 grand gone, and then we can use a normal truck for towing, assuming they're all going to do what I want them to do. And I think they will. And that I'm not set on a Ford yet. I could end up with another Ram. I could end up, what's the other one? Oh, a Chevy. I could end up with a Chevy. I could end up with an Escalade. I don't know. It's just going to take some time for me to find the right vehicle, experiment, tow different things, and find something that I'm comfortable with. So please be patient. I assure you, I'm not just saying it to get views. I don't think anybody really cares if I sell my truck and use an older one or not. It doesn't really impact anybody's lives. So, but there are some people in the comments that are like, he's never going to sell his Ram. He's been saying it. Guys, I understand. It's been a long time coming, but this is a big decision and it's a big financial obligation that I have to pay off. So give me a little breathing room. I promise you, I'm going to get rid of the Ram and we're going to find something else to tow with. With that, I'm going to get out of here. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.